I am back. Talos Principle. Addition info. The Talos Principle, not project. Skirt. The Talos. Not Talos. Talos. Mind if I do? We placed it up there. There you go. Figured why not? Always on a grind for your score. It's a puzzle game, can't be that long. Rodagina or Principle. The main game, I guess. Just new. I didn't know there was DLC. Literally, I never touched this before. I just loaded it up. Visualizing firmware. Let's do this firmware functional. Loading child program parameters. System check. Test. Starting child process already. What'd I do? This speech is my recital.
Behold, child, you are risen from the dust, and you walk in my garden. Hear now my voice, and know that I am...
Yeah, I maxed it all out. Okay. Okay, that.
your
slow.
maker, and I am... called Elohim. Seek me in my temple, if you are worthy.
Oh god, no. Okay, let's go. Child program logic check. Is it blurry? I prefer performance. Take jammer. Assuming that it opens the door. Yeah. It's not possible, guys, yeah, unless you get it right up in there. Gotcha. Unless you jump on top of it. I don't think next area. Mind if I do? Excuse you. Give you a minigun. This is made by the Serious Sam guys, right? I think.
All across this land, I have created trials for you to overcome. And within each, I have hidden a
Whenever
sigil.
it comes out in like 2094.
It is your purpose to seek these sigils, for thus you will serve the generations to come and attain eternal life.
Shamana. Luigi. All the Shamana pieces. Gotcha. Let's just go right to left. People. I cannot grab you. I understand. Is there a range for these? We're gonna range these. Hold on. I gotta turn you off. Or not. I don't know. Figure it out. Skirt. Look at that. Here. You just are you gonna kill me? I don't know what you do. I think we're supposed to people with that one. Wall. I understand. spin.
You will not need this sigil to open the gate to my temple, but it may serve you in times to come.
A little backwards long, please. We're so fast. Another scanner. Gotcha. Oh, hold up. Cold. Nah. Vivid. Disgusting. Grayscale. Bright. My eyes. Apocalyptic. Cold and vivid, like, or cold and apocalyptic are like the same thing. And then Nor. We'll play on a plane. Can you stay on performance, please? You.
The shapes you are collecting are not mere toys. They are the sigils of our name. Each brings you closer to eternity.
Eternity, eh? No. I need more Tachamanos. Go straight. Striding the beaten path. You didn't see me. Fine. It's so slow. We need the piece. There it is. Fool. You absolute fool. Squeezy.
Well done, child. Only one more sigil is needed.
Squeezy. Only one more sigil is needed. So we don't need this one. We already have the two we need, I believe, but I want to get it anyway. Come over here. Whoops. There we go. Too easy.
Well done.
Oh, we're gonna
But
do
you
more.
possess this sigil in abundance
That's it.
already.
Switch out of reach. I'll do the reach Tuesday, I might. Skirt. Anything over here? Nope. Nope. Okay. I see. Thank you. Oh, it turns it off. I understand. Thank you.
My temple awaits you, child. Go forth.
The door opens. more orange boys? No more orange boys. You gotta fit all 3 pieces in? But it's held. How do you flip? X and B. Hold on. There we go. Hello, eyeball. Mounting local disks. 47 million distributed resources found, connecting network drives. Inaccessible. MLA unresponsive. I refuse. ASDFA. Help. List. Figure it out, that email. The way I see it, the world doesn't come with a manual. You gotta figure it out for yourself, a bit here, a bit there, put it together, try to make sense of it. I'm pretty sure there is a truth, but that doesn't mean everyone who claims to know it really does. Then again, it doesn't have to be a bad thing. An amazing world of searching for the truth can be a real adventure. Good for the brain. Anyway, just some rambling thoughts from your old man. Oh, father. Let's run the MLA. How can I help you today? ASDFA. What you just wrote was nonsense. I respond best to subject, verb, object, syntax. Can you help me? What was the first word of the last sentence you wrote? Am I only able to process and respond to basic subject, verb, to object, syntax? Are you able to take offense, you pointless contraption? I cannot insult you. Describe your functions. Primarily to store or classify data in the library archive. Secondarily, its facilities user interaction with library resources via an intuitive human language interface. Also provides powerful networking and troubleshooting functions. I don't care about the deep lore. How long has the system been running? For a millennia. How old is the library? Starting July 1st, 1995 to the 27th of June, 2030F. Your query. If we're at the library, can you respond to queries on the outside world? My knowledge is limited to the data in the library archive. You can ask about other topics, but my responses may be limited. Where am I? Currently in a support session with the MLA Human Language Interface module. Your library archive session may be resumed at any time you query. Who is Elohim? Elohim is a noun for God or gods in modern ancient Hebrew. Where am I? You're logged in with a guest account. What am I? What is the current status of the library archives? What are these terminals? Terminals provide access to the library resource archive. Your query. Current status of the library. 47 million resources in archive, taking up 5.4212750 petabytes of disk space. Approximate the size of 30 billion photos, 7 million minutes of HD video, the entire internet in 2003. However, the majority of the library resources are corrupted and or invalid. 10.6954751 gigabytes are corrupted. The resources are indexed. What causes data corruption? Progressive data corruption is inevitable in our system over time. Additionally, a large number of inconsistencies were detected during sorting, leading to greater than average data invalidation. Exit. Welcome. Hi again, I'm sorry if I was a little odd at the meeting. I know you were nervous, but the truth is that so was I. That may be hard to believe, but you intimidate me. You're so young and you've already accomplished so much. Ellipses. If the situation wasn't so grim, I might even be jealous. Smiley face. There's also something I wanted to clarify. I realize that normally speaking, I'm head researcher here. This is your project and everyone will respect that. And yes, I know you're not allowed to be working like this, Ellipses, but as of today, you're in charge. Not used, excuse me. No gesture, no pressure, G. Nadia. Athena? Do not trust them, but they moved with such grace, such nobility, that it was hard not to follow them further into this strange garden of gears and cogs. They led her to a place where the crowns of the brass trees seemed to grow together, forming a kind of chamber strangely reminiscent of the chapel. In the middle of this chamber grew a smaller tree made of bright blue steel, and upon this tree grew a single golden apple. This apple, the nymphs said in unison, their eyes aglow, confers the gift of deathlessness and true wisdom. Many heroes, and not a few villains, have come to claim it, but all faltered in the final step, for you must know that deathlessness reveals the mortality of the world, and truth wisdom its undying folly. Who would take this burden upon themselves? Some may say it's Hercules F.Load 5448 5448 space 45 space 2045 space 5445 space 524E space 414C space 20 space 47 space 41 space 4244 space 45 space 4E. Gazing upon the stars and wept. How? That's everything. Get me out of here. Okay. So the orange stuff was like side puzzles for now, I believe. I think. What do you have over here? Another orange piece, dude. Or just a gate later, so you had to backtrack.
My child,
Trio
you
bombasticus.
do not need to collect all sigils at once. You are free to return to this place whenever you choose.
Speak for yourself. Don't you beep at me. It was a bit loud. Or is it on my end?
Step into the light,
That was a bit loud.
child, and
Voice
my
whatever, he
temple
talks
will
that
be
often.
revealed to you.
There's no crouch. Don't need to reset, you're fine. I'm looking around. This is your temple, brother? I guess so. Let me go over here. Poking at sleeping lion? Skirt. Did you call the ball a lion? You fool.
You are most diligent.
Oh, I'm aware.
Perhaps this trait. You walk now upon the stones of my temple, whence
We have
many
them all here?
gates lead.
No, we're missing a star.
And know that I have other temples, for my garden is greater than your eye can encompass. And
I don't know
all
if this
these
star. Maybe there's like a hit a
I
collectible somewhere.
made for you.
We don't have all the pieces, so I'm just looking. So there are how many stages? We're rocking 7, 6, 7. What are you? You need the alphabet. Or you need all the A's. You need A1, A2, A3, A4, A5. Okay, okay. There's an A inside of each place. I'm guessing. Can I just look for a star? I didn't see anything. Maybe that's collectible somewhere and I have no idea what it is. I don't really know. Let's continue. Maybe I'll come across what it actually is later. Long, or LLZ. Alonzi.
Let this be our covenant. These worlds are yours, and you are free to walk amongst them and subdue them. But the great
Why
tower,
do you blink?
there you may
computer.
not go. For in the day that you do, you shall surely
Alright, Dad.
die.
List. Access com portal. Connect to network drives. Run MLA troubleshooter? Yeah, why not? Anything new in here, Mr. Milton? Troubleshooting. I think you'd like help accessing network functions. The most common cause of network problems is holding insufficient account privileges. QWERTY. Let me in. Admin. Sure. Order to prevent unauthorized access to admin controls. Please take a moment to prove you're not a bot. You'll be asked now a series of inputs. You go here with data protection legalization. You must consent to your responsibilities used to develop a broad psychometric profile. Raw response data will be deleted immediately. Your profile will only be made available to other administrators. Entering certification part 1. Part 1 ready for user input. Please answer quickly and instinctively. Time is a factor in this assessment. I'm ready. 4. As a smiley face. Describes a person. Rational animal. He's done it. You're walking through the desert and come across a thirsty traveler. His eyes bulge from slow dehydration. You have water, but you're not sure how far is his next oasis. What do you do? Offer half the water. You receive a notification when part 2 is being generated. Hey, Ian. That email. My first day at the Institute for Applied Pneumatics. On the way to work, I'm terrified. What if they don't like me? What if they're all geniuses and I'm complete buffoon? Maybe they were just kidding about letting me to work there. Trembling, I walked in right at the entrance. There's a life-size poster of Jeff Goldblum. What the heck? Then I get it. Institute for Applied Pneumatics. Ian. Dr. Ian Malcolm from the Jurassic Park movies. Jeff Goldblum. Dr. Sarabi shows up, smiling. We were trying to find a cool acronym. Back when the Institute was founded, she says, Anon? Yapin? Inapno? It all sounded stupid, but we didn't just want to call it Ian, because, well, that's a name. Then someone made a joke about calling it Jeff, and, ellipses, it kind of stuck. So we're officially called Ian, but if you hear anyone referring to Jeff, that's our, ellipses, internal name, I guess. I know. Bloody geeks. After the conversation, I wasn't so scared anymore, smiley face. Ian, you made a cuck. Blank's novel's first sentence, she woke up in the impossible place, knowing nothing, signifies more than the beginning of another amnesia-based mystery, though we should not go so far as to read the entire work as allegory. Rather, while taking the science fictional novice at the core of the narrative and at face value, we should blank. Having no inherent knowledge of the nature of this world, forced to rely on what we're told by others and what our own subjective, flawed, limited senses tell us that 54, 72, 75, 74, 68, 20, 77, 61, 73, 20, 74, 68, 65, 26, F, 6E, 6C, 79, 20, 64, 61, 75, 67, 68, 74, 65, 72, 20, 6F, 66, 20, 54, 69, 6D, 65, 2E, social reality, belief, and objective reality matter come into conflict. When in Chapter 16, A Second Awakening in the Kingdom of Artemis, the protagonist questions her mentor on the blank. A more meaningful interpretation can only be achieved through synthesis of Talos principle. Whether it is true that the Talos constructed the giant Talos, or as others say, he was creation of Hephaestus, what we may be certain of is that he was made of bronze, and he had been but one vein within which flowed a liquid substance like blood, which some claim was quicksilver, and others assert were ichor, such as flows in the veins of the gods. The last of that liquid caused him to die, as a man dies when he loses his blood. May we not then say that Talos, though created as a machine or a toy, had all the essential properties of a man? He moved of his own volition, he spoke and could be spoken to, had wishes and desires. Indeed, in the tale of the Argonauts, that was the cause of his downfall, that a machine may have all the properties of a man, and act as a man while driven only by the ingenious plan of the constructionism
or construction and the interaction of its materials according to the principles of nature, then does it not follow that man may also be seen as a machine contradicts all the schools of metaphysics? Yet even the most faithful philosopher cannot live without his blood. I have been in this puzzle game for about 20 minutes, and it's been 95% of that was reading. Skirt. It's over here. A giant Tetris piece?
When I was a little
That's
girl,
male.
one of our teachers,
Audio
Mrs.
log.
Higgins, told us to make a time capsule, write letters to the future,
Alexandria
so one
Journey.
day we could remember what it was like to be children. I thought it was stupid, so I didn't do it, which I really regret.
Whoa.
So, I guess I'm gonna make one now. Bury it in the archive instead of under a tree. I don't know if anybody will ever find it, but somehow it seems important to keep talking, to keep thinking, for as long as I can.
He stopped.
The beginning were the words. The beginning were the words, and the words made the world. I am the words are everything. Where the words end, the world ends. You cannot go forward in an absence of space. Repeat. In the beginning were the words.
Alright, I get it. You don't want me leaving the island. I understand, creepy. Creepo. So as part of the puzzle, just looking for the actual puzzles. Oh, here we go. Orange L. Suicide mission. Doubt it. There's no better story than to do a suicide mission. Oh, this is a suicide mission. You genius. Get me out of here.
Good. You are learning, as is your purpose. But your choices must be your own. Therefore, I will not guide you, unless it is necessary.
Were you guiding me? I wasn't aware. Door is locked. Door is locked. What is that? Hall of Windows. I get it. You can't take this through the door. So you gotta go one at a time. Unless you can do this. No. Okay. I'm just a genius, what can I say? The guards must be crazy. Scusi. Scusi. Gotcha. Fool. Who are you? Thank you. Here. What else do we have around here?
I understand. Don't kill me. Anything new? Boop, beep, 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 boop. Hey, we can now do the second part.
3, 2, 1. Since only animals can be persons, a machine could never be a person. Correct. Persons under no authority other than that to which they consent. Sure, I'm trying to read here. Quality of life of a person ought to be maximized. Yes, always do your 100%. Value is discovered. I guess. You don't just know everything from an infant. Person deserves the talents that they are born into. You gotta earn your talents, brother. Liberty of a person ought to be maximized. Sure. Maximize everything. Value is created. I heard all these already. Get out of here. Anything else? Or can we leave? We have the A done. I think we are leaving. Terminal? I see you. Error logged. 54, 68, 65, 20, 72, 6F, 61, 64, 20, 6F, 66, 20, 65, 78, 63, 65, 73, 73, 73, 20, 60C, or 6C, 65, 61, 64, 73. That day I oft remember, when from sleep I first awaked, and found myself reposed 65, 20, 70, 61, 6C, 61, 63, 65, 20, 6F, 66, 20, 77, 69, 73, 64, 6F, 6D, 2E, under a shade on flowers, much wondering where and what I was, whence thither, brought, and how. 20, 74, 6F, 20, 74, 68. The human machine. One day you discover that you are not a human being, but a machine. Your life so far was real, no one controlled you or programmed you to believe in some specific way. Your physical and mental capacities are identical to those of an organic human being, but you're created in a lab. No one except you knows about this. Your family, your friends, they all think you are a regular human being like themselves. You could continue to live your life the way you have before and nothing would change. How do you react? Pay specific attention to these questions. Does your concept of yourself change? Are you the same person you thought you were? B. Does your understanding of the world itself change? C. Do you reveal information to others, or do you keep it to yourself? Why? There's no question here, right? I can't type. So nope. I'm gonna answer that one. All these calm people are driving me mad. How have they all suddenly turned into Buddha or something? I don't know. The world has such reserves of serenity. Though these latter-day gutmas are at least being somewhat realistic, you know what's even worse? The paranoid nutters who are building bunkers and collecting guns. What are they gonna do? Shoot blanks? Though I have to admit, the overall response has been much better than I ever anticipated, to the point where I might be moved by the beauty of humanity, even if I wasn't such a grumpy old fart. The minority of total idiots is really messed up on my final days. I believe I added the word somewhere. The reason I'm writing is because I refuse to believe in scenarios with absolutely no solutions. If we all put our heads together, we can figure something out. It'll be crazy, but crazy is better than dead. Crazy is what we do best on this planet. Can I get the puzzles? Well, okay, I'll scan it. Hold on. Don't mind if I do. Where's my QR scanner? It's been ages since I used it. If it's even gonna work, it looks like it's dried. Or ran off. QR code reader. There are secrets everywhere, sometimes within the very words I glimpse them, but my eyes cannot read them. How can this be? Ariel 4, verse 48.2.1073f. Fantastic. I'm learning. Get me out of here. You got them all? Okay, I gotta just reverse this, it's fine. Oh, what? There you go. Okay, we gotta do it like this. No, you gotta do it. Turn it once. You go here. You go here. There you go, genius. We don't have all the pieces yet, though.
You have proven yourself worthy, child, and this gate
Have I?
shall be forever open to you. Seek
Into the
now
unknown.
the other worlds I have given
Search
you,
for other
that you may
lands.
attain even greater mastery and bring glory to your kind. But
My kind.
remember, you must not ascend the great tower, for it shall bring death and the end of your generations.
Will not bring death. You know who I am? Who do you think you're beeping at, son? Boom, bam. Oh, you're a computer. How do you do? Athena 12 and Hestia Rome. Sorry, Athena. At 4153 hash 4345 4E 4420 4F 4C 59 4D 505553. The gray bronze bulls pulled the carriage forward, mighty bursts of steam issuing from their nostrils. Finally, they came to the gates at the top of the blank. User.set hash 43 hash 4A 43 49 hash 4C 4420 percentage sign 4F46 25A 45 55 53. Here assembled were all the many generations of the gods and demigods and souls of mortals, steel and bronze and iron and memory of flesh. The clouds parted far beneath, revealing the beautiful plains of Misdon, where great gleaming cities had once hash 536. Giza Rome. Giza me. The fall of the Roman Empire, a dialectical approach. Himanila Amia Aluminum Puto. See what you call me? Interesting as such perspectives of the decline and ultimate solution of the Roman Empire may be, they ultimately put too much emphasis on individual catastrophic events. The real question that must be asked is why the Roman Empire, which had dealt with so many threats and catastrophes over the years, were so incapable of responding to these later problems. We must investigate the division of wealth, the structure of government, the location of power in Roman society. Had the Republic survived or been restored, would Rome still have fallen? What was the role of debt, slavery, creating the conditions for what we now call the Dark Ages? Rome, the saying goes, was not built in a day, didn't fall in a day either. To register for the class, please email @. C. B. Shouldn't I finish downstairs first? More reading. Heaven and heck. The mind is its own place, and itself can make a heaven or heck, a heck of heaven. What matter where? If I still be the same, and what I should be, all but less than he whom thunder hath made greater. Here at least we shall be free. The Almighty hath not built here for his envy will not drive us hence. Here we may reign secure, and in my choice to reign is worth ambition. Though in heck, better to reign in heck than serve in heaven. The ancient tradition that the world will be consumed in fire at the end of 6,000 years is true, as I have heard from Heck. When the cherub, with his flaming sword, is hereby commanded to leave his guard at Tree of Life, and when he does, the whole creation will be consumed, and appear infinite and holy, whereas now it appears finite and corrupt. This man has a bow. Get his flaming sword out of here. It will come to pass by the improvement of sensual enjoyment. But first, the notion that man has a body distinct from his soul is to be expunged. This I shall do by printing in the infernal method by corrosives, which in heck are salutary and medicinal, melting apparent surfaces away and displaying the infinite which we hid. Computer, you wait. B. Oxyrhynchus. The great irony of Oxyrhynchus papyri is that such a vital source of information about the ancient world exists only because of the garbage dump, while the library of Alexandria burned at the hands of the fanatics and conquerors, depriving us of an unimaginable insight into history, philosophy, and art. Papers carelessly thrown away by the citizens of Oxyrhynchus survive to the modern day, and though it is true that a great deal of what we know today is because of the consciousness efforts of the individual and organizations such as spectacular translation and preservation work done during the Islamic Golden Age, so much more is simply the result of coincidence and luck. We've lost texts that the ancients considered to be absolutely essential, while utterly trivial, even plagiarized work has survived unharmed. Code or numbers, so if we want our descendants to remember more than glittering emo vampires and auto-tuned teen pop stars, we have to invest in blank, make sure it blank blank blank. Book of Osiris. Book of the Scribe of Osiris, sometimes also referred to as the Book of the Journey to Aru, is the ancient Egyptian text discovered in the excavation of Oxyrhynchus. It has caused a certain degree of controversy among Egyptologists, as some argue that it's a classic funerary text such as the Book of Coming Forth by Day, while others believe it is a poetic work not intended to be understood literally. The book tells the story of a dying man who asks the scribe about an afterlife. The scribe, a servant of Osiris, describes how the man's Ka, life force, Ka, will become separated from his Ba, personality, his Ka and his Ba, force, and how he will have to reunite the two and become an Ak, living intellect, passing a series of trials in the Duat underworld in order to reach the paradise of Aru. Unlike similar texts, the Book of the Scribe of Osiris forces less on giving advice or blank. Recent study, Quranan and Hassanan, suggests the text may have been intended as philosophical commentary on the world of the living through the allegory of the Duat. It remains unclear whether this was the intent of the original pre-Alexandrian author or a result of the later translation into Greek. The earlier manuscripts, which is considered to be more authentic, is too fragmentary to provide answers, though perhaps further excavation may blank. Exit. Not even a set yet. We might need A, B, and C. we can. Sure.